Hello and welcome, my dear students. So, today we are going to move ahead in our chapter of chemical kinetics. So, we are going to discuss about the theory of reaction rates. Chemical kinetics में अब तक हमने पढ़ा what are the rate of a reaction, how do we determine the rate constant. There are various methods to find out the order of a reaction. Now we are going to study what are the various theories of the reaction rates. So the first important theory was the collision theory, which we have discussed earlier as well, that a chemical reaction it occurs only when the molecules they collide with each other. Okay, and there will be no reaction if they don't collide and remain at a distance. Okay, so if the collision is there, we are going to discuss about collision number or collision frequency. So looking at the collision theory for bimolecular reactions, since the collision number is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactants, and therefore collision per unit volume per second, this is given by Z dash, which is equals to V times Na Nb, where V is a constant and Na and Nb are the number of molecules of A and B. So if the reaction is really going to occur, ठीक है, अगर reaction हो रही है हर collision में, तो rate of reaction this will be determined by this Z dash, ठीक है, and if you know the rate constant of a reaction, this will be obtained by dividing this rate of reaction by corresponding concentration. Okay, so K will be what? Z dash divided by Na and B, or it is equals to V. Alright. So what the value of rate constant, which is find out from this equation, this was found to be very much higher than the experimental value. अब experimentally जो find out किया गया, ठीक है, वो बहुत कम था, और जो इससे find out किया जाता that was much higher. So that means हम ये कह रहे हैं, पहले हम बात जब यहाँ कर रहे थे, so we are saying कि हर एक collision between Na and Nb that is resulting into a product. Okay, that is why this value was very much high. ओके, बट ऐसा नहीं था. ईच कोलिजन इज डज नॉट रिजल्ट इनटू अ केमिकल रिएक्शन. जैसे हमने पिछली क्लासेस में भी बात की कि देर इज अ कोलिजन एंड देर इज अ इफेक्टिव कोलिजन. इफेक्टिव कोलिजन होने के लिए प्रॉपर ओरिएंटेशन भी चाहिए, प्रॉपर थ्रेशोल्ड एनर्जी भी चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू गेट दैट मॉलिक्यूल्स इनटू अ प्रोडक्ट. ओके, so since all the collision they do not result into a chemical reaction, only those molecules will acquire energy equal to the threshold energy, and those are the molecules which are called as your activated molecules. So the collision frequency can thus be calculated by applying the simple kinetic theory of gas. तो kinetic theory of gas में हमने क्या consider करते हैं? पहली चीज, molecules are considered as hard rigid spheres. Each molecules are considered as hard rigid spheres, and they are non-interacting except at the time of their collision. उनकी movement है वो interact नहीं कर रही है. There will be no your molecular interaction going on except at the time of their collision. And only binary collisions are considered, not higher order. Your trinary or ternary collisions, your quaternary collisions, they are not considered. ठीक है, काइनेटिक थ्योरी ऑफ गैसेस में हम हार्ड स्फीयर्स के कोलिजन की बात करते हैं जहाँ पे दो मॉलिक्यूल्स आपस में टकरा रहे हैं, तीसरा मॉलिक्यूल इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर रहा है. So looking including this kinetic theory of collision, so the total number of colliding molecules per cc per second, this will be given by this equation, which is Z is equals to root 2 pi V sigma square n square. Okay, your V is the average molecular velocity, which is calculated in centimeter per second. Sigma is the molecular diameter, and n is the number of molecules per cc. कितने मॉलिक्यूल्स हमारे पास पर क्यूबिक सेंटीमीटर प्रेजेंट है, ठीक है, और उनका मॉलिक्यूलर डायमीटर क्या है, और वो कितनी एवरेज मॉलिक्यूलर वेलोसिटी से ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं. ओके, सो नाउ वी आर कैलकुलेटिंग द total number of colliding molecules per cc. And since we are talking about binary collision, So each collision requires two molecules. So total number of collision will be equal to z by 2. And average molecular velocity, this will be equal to 0.9213 times the root mean square velocity. ये formula है to calculate the average molecular velocity. Root mean square velocity का formula क्या है? Under root 3RT by m. So multiplying a factor of 0.9213, you can calculate the average molecular velocity. So now you combine all those variables in the previous equation. You can easily calculate the z. This will comes out to be 6.5 into 10 to the power 4 sigma square n square under root T by m. Okay, where T is the temperature, m is the molecular mass, sigma is your molecular diameter, n is the number of collision per cc. Okay, now rate constant of these biomolecular relation will be what? Considering F is the fraction of molecules which are in activated state. ये वो fraction of molecules हैं जो actually में effectively collide कर रहे हैं and they are going to give you a product. Okay, and Z is the molecules colliding per cc जो हमने पहले calculate किया. So then the rate constant will be K will be equal to Z into F. So now according to Maxwell law of distribution, your molecular velocities, since the number of molecules possessing the activation energy EA will be given by n times exponential of minus EA by RT. ये हम n डैश क्यों कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि सारे molecules activation energy को cross नहीं कर पाएंगे. ठीक है, there are only certain activated molecules की हम बात करना चाह रहे हैं. ठीक है, n जो है वो total number of molecules है per cc at a temperature T, but we need to find out what is n dash. How many of them are in activated state? So F will be n dash by n. Fraction of molecules which are in activated state will be number of molecules in activated state and total number of molecules, n dash by n. So this will be exponential of minus EA by RT. And Z we have already discussed earlier. So your K rate constant will be Z times exponential of minus EA by RT. But there are certain limitations in this collision theory of gas. Your collision theory in case of chemical kinetics, it is applicable to homogeneous gaseous phase reactions only. We are excluding the liquid phase here, and homogeneous, this has to be a homogeneous phase. Okay, it has to be mixed form. All right, it fails to explain certain very fast reactions. Okay, जहाँ पे चेन रिएक्शन मैकेनिज्म की बात होती है, जहाँ पे मल्टी स्टेप रिएक्शन मैकेनिज्म की बात होती है, there we cannot include this collision theory of gases. It fails to explain why some biomolecular reactions they are following a first order kinetics at applying a higher pressure. कई बार हायर ऑर्डर रिएक्शंस है, सेकंड एंड थर्ड ऑर्डर रिएक्शंस, बट जब उनको हायर प्रेशर कंडीशन में आप डाल देते हैं तो वो फर्स्ट ऑर्डर रिएक्शन फॉलो करने लगते हैं, तो उसको भी कोलिजन थ्योरी ऑफ गैस नहीं एक्सप्लेन कर पाए. And it doesn't take into consideration the molecular structure or properties of the molecule. इन्होंने सभी मॉलिक्यूल की यहाँ पे सिंपल काइनेटिक थ्योरी ऑफ गैस यूज हुआ था, तो यहाँ पे सभी मॉलिक्यूल्स को हार्ड रिजिड स्फीयर यूज किया था विच आर नॉन इंटरेक्टिंग. बट वी नो दैट कि हर एक मॉलिक्यूल है, अगर वो पोलर है, अगर उसके पास आयंस हैं, ठीक है, तो वो इंटरेक्ट करेगा ही करेगा. सो वी दिस collision theory doesn't take into consideration the molecular structure. उसका structure क्या है, ठीक है, क्या वो आपस में interact कर रहा है, what is the properties of that particular molecule, okay, whether it is a polar molecule or the non-polar molecule. Okay, so why the theoretical value of rate constant this is differs from the experimental one. ऐसा क्यों होता है कि theoretical value differ कर जाती है हमारे experimental value से? Considering simpler molecules like hydrogen iodide or simply atoms like hydrogen, your iodine and oxygen, they can behave like hard rigid spheres. अगर हम simple molecules की बात करें तो उनको आप hard rigid sphere consider कर सकते हैं. But if there is more complex or bigger molecules, they do not behave like hard rigid spheres. Suppose if I talking about a skeletal structures, we cannot consider this as a hard rigid sphere. This type of molecule is not a hard rigid sphere. Okay. Apart from having a translational kinetic energy, they also possess rotational and vibrational kinetic energies. Molecules ट्रांसलेशनल काइनेटिक एनर्जी कहाँ यूज हो रही है? जब मॉलिक्यूल रैंडम मूवमेंट हो रहे हैं, बट मॉलिक्यूल्स के अंदर इंटरनल रोटेशनल एनर्जी भी है और साथ ही साथ वो आपस में अपने प्लेन पे वाइब्रेट भी कर रहे हैं. सो वी आर नॉट कंसिडरिंग दोज एनर्जीज हियर. दैट इज व्हाई द डिफरेंस इन rate constant. Another factor, the energy of activation is not enough and proper orientation is required. जब भी कोलिजन होगा तो उनका प्रॉपर ओरिएंटेशन भी होना चाहिए, उस फैक्टर को भी कंसिडर किया जाना चाहिए. और ये तीन जो फैक्टर्स हैं, ड्यू टू दीज थ्री फैक्टर्स द theoretical value of k thus differs from the experimental one. Now comes the Lindman's hypothesis. ठीक है, that is for collision theory for unimolecular reactions. There are certain reactions where no other second molecule is required, such as your decomposition of dinitrogen pentoxide. Your N2O5 is disintegrating into N2O4 plus oxygen. So if the collision is taking place, there should be two molecules. Okay, and if that's so, how can this be a truly a unimolecular? अगर कोलिजन हो रहा है तो कोलिजन तो तभी होगा जब दो मॉलिक्यूल होंगे, और अगर हम ये कहते हैं कि ये यूनिमोलिकुलर रिएक्शन है, ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे कोलिजन की बात कैसे आई? सो इसीलिए लिंडमैन ने कहा कि देयर इज अ टाइम लैग बिटवीन एक्टिवेशन बाय कोलिजन एंड सब्सिक्वेंट रिएक्शन. लिंडमैन कहता है कि पहले मॉलिक्यूल्स कोलाइड करके एक एक्टिवेटेड स्टेट में आते हैं, उसके बाद उस एक्टिवेटेड स्टेट से प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट होते हैं. तो जो एक्टिवेटेड स्टेट से प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट हो रहे हैं, देयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ unimolecular reaction. So let us consider a hypothetical unimolecular reaction case. Your reactant A is converting into a product. So here in this case, your two molecules of A, they are colliding. These two are colliding and giving you an activated molecule A star plus A. After collision, one of the molecule gets activated, and this activated molecule can either go in the forward direction giving you a product, okay, or it can go again interact with A and go backward and gives into the two molecules of A. ठीक है. So first reaction क्या है? K1 जहाँ पे rate constant है, this is the first reaction जहाँ दो molecules collide हो रहे हैं, activated state में आ रहा है. Second क्या है? आपका activated state product में convert हो रहा है, this is rate constant K3. एंड थर्ड वी हैव योर बैकवर्ड रिएक्शन K2, ठीक है, जहाँ पे यही एक्टिवेटेड मॉलिक्यूल सेकेंड मॉलिक्यूल ऑफ A से वापस इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है और वापस आपके रिएक्टेंट्स में कन्वर्ट हो जा रहा है. ओके, सो ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम लैग द एक्टिवेटेड मॉलिक्यूल्स दिस मे गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू एन ओरिजिनल स्टेट और इट मे गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ प्रोडक्ट. ठीक है, ये ओरिजिनल स्टेट में भी आ सकता है या प्रोडक्ट में भी आ सकता है. अब आओ इस पे हम और आगे बढ़ें कि हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई द रेट कांस्टेंट इन सच ए केस. सो रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एक्टिवेटेड मॉलिक्यूल, हम इसके ए स्टार के ऊपर फोकस करते हैं. रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन क्या होगा इसका? लॉ ऑफ मास एक्शन अप्लाई करें, योर K1 टाइम्स मल्टीप्लाई बाय कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ द रिएक्टेंट्स A स्क्वायर. ओके, दिस इज द रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ A स्टार एक्टिवेटेड मॉलिक्यूल. Now what will be the rate of disappearance of activated molecule? Your K2 times A star into A. अगर हम यहीं पे backward direction देखें, K2 times A star into A and plus K3 times A star. K3 times A star. This is the rate of disappearance of the activated molecule. But according to steady state principle, whenever we are talking about a short lived reaction intermediate, जैसे कि हम एक्टिवेटेड मॉलिक्यूल की बात कर रहे हैं, दिस इज अ शॉर्ट लिव्ड स्पीशीज, तो इसका रेट ऑफ फॉर्मेशन है वो अज्यूम किया जाता है दिस हैज टू बी इक्वल टू द रेट ऑफ डिसअपियरेंस ऑफ दैट एक्टिवेटेड मॉलिक्यूल. तो हम इन दोनों को इक्वल कर देते हैं, इक्वेट करेंगे तो क्या होगा, k1a² दिस विल बी इक्वल टू k2a*a plus k3a*. So you can common out this a* here, this will be a* k2a plus k3, or we can simply say that the concentration of activated molecule a*, this will be equal to k1a² divided by k2a plus k3. Now since we know that to identify the rate of reaction, this will be the rate of disappearance of that product A. Since minus dA by dt, this will be equal to k3 times A*. Okay, so this will putting the value of A* from equation 1, and in equation 2 we get minus dA by dt equal to, अब इसका हम डिफरेंशियल कर देंगे तो क्या होगा, k3 times A* हमने लिखना है, so we are k3 times k1 a² k2a plus k3. Okay, so this is the expression for rate of reaction here. Minus dA by dt is equals to k3 k1 a² divided by k2a plus k3. अब इस एक्सप्रेशन को देखें, if the concentration of A is very high, reactant है जो A हमारा, अगर उसकी concentration बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाती है, so in that case looking at the denominator here, okay, your k2a can be considered greater than k3, hence k3 can be neglected. So in that case क्या होगा, k3 अगर हम neglect कर देंगे तो क्या होगा, your a will cancel out. Okay, so you are left with k3 k1 a² by k2a, your a will cancel out here, one of the a will cancel out, and you will get k1 k3 by k2a, or simply this becomes a first order reaction with respect to A. Okay, this rate of reaction is k times A. If the concentration of A is very low, in that case k2a will be very less than k3, and in that case k2a can be neglected. तो अगर आप k2a को neglect करेंगे, you will left with k3 k1 a² by k3. So this now becomes a second order reaction, k1a². Okay, so this expression is going to help you in determining whether reaction will be of first order if the concentration is very high, and second order if the concentration is very low. Now the second theory is the transition state theory, which is also known as a theory of absolute rate of biomolecular reactions. So this was proposed by Eyring and Polanyi. So it postulates that there is an effective collision between the reactant which results into the formation of an unstable and transition intermediate, जिसको हम activated complex भी कह रहे हैं, and this activated complex is going to give you a product. So the rate of reaction is given by rate of decomposition of the activated complex. Okay, so according to the statistical mechanics, the value of rate constant, this will be given by RT by N0 H K star, where R is the gas constant, T is the absolute temperature, N0 is the Avogadro's number, and H is the Planck's constant. And from thermodynamics we can calculate this K star here. Your delta G star will be equal to minus RT ln K star, or ln K star, this will be equal to minus delta G star by RT. Okay, so you must remember these formulas, how to calculate the rate constant from the free energy delta G. So putting the value of K star in equation 1, you get K will be equal to RT by N0 H e to the power minus delta G star by RT. But we know that your free energy delta G star, this is equals to delta H minus T delta S. This is the enthalpy and the entropy delta S. So we can simplify this into K will be equal to K dash T by H exponential of minus delta H star by RT multiplied by exponential of minus delta S star by R. So here this K dash, this is the Boltzmann constant, and this equation is known as your Eyring equation. Okay, So Eyring equation is helping you in determining the rate constant when your enthalpy is given and your entropy is given to you at a particular temperature. Okay. सो बोल्ट्जमैन कांस्टेंट, इसकी वैल्यू आपको पता होनी चाहिए, एंथैल्पी और एंट्रोपी की वैल्यू आपको पता होनी चाहिए इन ऑर्डर टू कैलकुलेट द रेट कांस्टेंट. सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैलकुलेट in case of utilizing the transition state theory. So what is the significance of transition state theory here? Looking at this expression, the thermodynamic function of this activated complex, this cannot be determined as it has only transient existence. मतलब ये बहुत ही short lived species है, बहुत ही कम time के लिए ये आता है. But according to this equation, the rate constant of a reaction can be determined if the free energy delta G star, ठीक है, of activation is known to you, ठीक है, and this factor RT by N naught H, this is already a constant temperature. हम usually हम एक constant temperature पे experiment को perform कर रहे होते हैं. R is universal gas constant, N naught again is an Avogadro's constant, H is again is a Planck's constant. So overall this value is constant. The only thing you must remember is the delta G star. Okay, the free energy of activation. Okay, the negative sign of delta G star in the exponential, this indicates that higher the free energy of activation, the slower will be the rate of reaction for a given temperature. ठीक है, जितनी एक्टिवेशन एनर्जी ज़्यादा होगी उतना ही मेरा रेट कांस्टेंट कम होगा. ठीक है, या मेरा जो रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन है वो बहुत ही स्लो होगा. ठीक है, सो these two are the main significant features of transition state theory. So thank you student, this will be the end of chapter of your chemical kinetics. So we'll be seeing you tomorrow with a new chapter. Okay, all the best.